Oh, yes. That's not true. All right, guys. Welcome back to Tay's Crew. I got my buddy here, Moto Soto.
How's it going, guys?
Which Wichita, Kansas.
That's right, Wichita, Kansas, of all places for me to
Oh
end
my
up. A New
goodness.
Yorker ends up in Wichita, Kansas. Funny.
That's that's amazing. What are you talking about? That's where it's at, man. Okay.
We're trying. We're trying.
Give me one sec. I'm trying to look,
Sure.
see if he text messaged me. It's all right. Whatever at this point.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Um, so yeah, we've been BSing already. Um,
Oh, as usual, as
yeah.
usual. This is what
Yeah,
always
this
happens,
is
man. This is what
yeah.
always happens.
So
I don't know why my camera.
a spreadsheet for Pokemon, watching the prices go up and down. I
Hmm.
use it's not very accurate, but um let me see if I can find it here real quick.
Okay.
It's called I think it's Alt.
The alt app, the one
Yeah,
that you can like buy stuff off of as well, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
I've seen that. Yeah. I have that. I've purchased a few times from alts.
okay.
Um,
There's another
I'll
one
be.
too.
Hmm.
I gotta find it though. It made me really angry because it made me make a big mistake at a show with its scanning, price
Mm.
charting.
Oh, price charting. Yeah,
Because
I used to use them years ago. Yeah.
I had this I was doing a purchase and I had the cards laid out and I
Hmm.
was scanning them and one of the Meowth cards, the new Meowth card that where he's like
Hmm.
chilling on the tree or whatever,
Okay.
um, it scanned it and it came up as the version from the Pokemon Center ETV, which is stamped. So
Oh,
it told
yeah,
me
yeah,
this
yeah.
the price difference was 200 versus $20.
Yeah, it's
So
significant with their Pokemon
yeah,
Center stamps.
so big boo boo on that one. I still only paid like 70%, but I still got screwed really badly
Oh,
because I just
oh.
didn't check it hard enough, you know?
Right, right,
So
right,
I
right,
paid
right.
the guy way too high. But lesson learned, I won't do that
Oh
again.
yeah, I'm sure he
Attention.
was excited.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah,
he's gonna go, "Oh no, that's too much money." No, 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 no. Take it
yeah.
back.
And then, it's typical card show behavior where you see the guy the next day at the card show and they go, "Oh yeah, is that the case? Really, really? Oh, interesting." And then they
Mm,
just walk away,
yeah,
you
yep,
know.
yep, yep. That's how they're
So,
gonna do it
yeah.
for sure.
Um,
They're not gonna
anyways,
admit to that.
yeah.
But
Um,
if it was the opposite way, where you had underpaid them, they would have been
yeah.
up,
Oh,
causing a ruckus at
yeah.
that point. Yeah,
They'd be like trying to fight me, and
yeah.
it's just crazy. Like this year, I think people have just completely lost their minds. Some of them.
Agreed.
It's hard
Agreed.
it's hard to have a civilized conversation with people, even when money is not involved. It's just like it's
True.
like,
Very true.
anyways. Card show prices all-time high to get a table.
I've been seeing that they've been going up slowly but surely, slowly but surely.
At the last Denver card show, which is the one I frequent here in my area,
Hmm.
some of the guys were paying 400 a table.
Oh my.
And because
Pricey.
yeah, we were veteran in, so we paid 300.
Very
And
nice.
I was just like, well, I already think that's too high.
It is a little pricey,
And
and
then,
you would think that you
yeah,
being veteraned in, you would be able to like get a better price,
yeah, or
especially if you're
something.
getting multiple tables, you
Yeah.
know.
Um, the thing is they sent out an email saying we're not going to raise the prices for all of 2026. So
Okay.
everyone's paying 300, and I was just like, well, that's cool, but you're already 25 to 35% higher than anybody else in the country. So the
Oh,
fact that
yeah.
you're doing us a favor by not raising it to $300,
Yeah, don't
uh,
forget that. They're doing you the favor
yeah,
of not raising their rates.
I kind of understand where they're coming from because they have been doing it a long time and it's their prerogative to
Hmm.
charge what they're going to charge. It just stings a little bit.
Oh no,
Yeah.
100%. It does. It does.
And then,
Yeah. I haven't noticed it too much here as of yet. A lot of the local card shows, you're still paying, a couple of bucks for a table, $60, $75 for a table, for the small shows, local shows. The bigger shows when I'm at like in Kansas City or Oklahoma City, things like that.
mhm.
Um, I'm paying, 250 to 300, depending when I like reserve it and pay for it. Like with the gas card shows with Mitch, if I jump on the bandwagon really quick and just pay it off, I get like an early bird special
Yeah,
and it could be significant. It could be as much as like $50, $75 a table
yeah,
off
yeah,
if you
yeah,
just, book it with them, send them the money, and then that's it. And I figured, oh yeah, when I could do that, if I know 100% that I'm going to go, then sure, I do that,
hmm,
Um, and he's really good. The gas car shows Mitch, he's really good about if you have an issue or you need to change a date, if you can't go, because we had that happen one time, and sure enough, he returned the money like within a day or two of me telling him, I mean, he was busy doing his thing, but within
yeah.
a day or two, I see, boop, there's the money. He comes back and he was like, yeah, man, no problem. Just let us know next time, whatever, whichever one you want to get in. So.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's very flexible to work with and everything like that. Like right now I'm trying to get in because I haven't done any major shows with him since last year.
Hmm.
Probably about 6 months ago maybe here at this point. Um and I'm trying to get into this February card show coming up that's going to be in Council Bluffs, Iowa of all places. So it's like Omaha, Nebraska, Council
Yeah,
Bluffs, they're like two cities together.
yeah,
And they're about like 5 hours north of here, so it's not too bad. It's like going to Dallas, and yeah, he's packed out, and I'm just
yeah,
like, dude, just give me one table. It'll be okay. Usually I get two tables because I like the space. You
yeah,
know what I mean? When I get
yeah,
one 6 foot table, it feels too tight for me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
um, and then it's like everybody's on top of everybody. So I just like a little bit of space. So, I
yeah,
always get the two tables. It looks a little, I make it look a little cleaner, so everything looks nice and the way it's put together. So I don't mind.
yeah. I hear you, man. We went down to Lake Conroe. It's like 40 minutes south of Houston,
Okay.
and gosh damn it, was that a bad decision. I was so mad at
Now,
myself, dude,
what
because
was it because the card show was bad overall or like the area? What made it
okay,
bad?
everything but the area.
Wow.
The area was amazing.
Okay.
It was like nice and warm, humidity's in the air. It reminded me of like being close to the beach.
Right, right,
There's
right.
like this gigantic lake in the middle of like, yeah, and we stayed in an Airbnb, which was super nice.
Nice. Nice.
Um, the problem was, this is the main problem. There was two big issues working against me here. The first one was it took forever to get there. I figured I was like, it'll take us maybe at the worst, it would be like 14 hours.
Right.
It took like 18 and a half hours to get there.
What?
It was so bad, dude. I hit Houston right around rush hour, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just, oh God, it was awful, bro. And
Nah,
then
yeah. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, my son hasn't been feeling real good for like the past 6 months because we found out he had like mercury poisoning from,
What?
yeah, it
How
was,
did he get that?
dude, it's from the immunizations that he got before he went to school.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so we're trying to figure that out because you can't just like detox mercury.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
screwed up thing. And so I don't understand how the government hasn't got sued for this yet because there's all kinds of kids going through this.
This is crazy,
Yeah,
man. Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
like go down that rabbit hole with you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
anyways, we got that information while we were in Houston
Oh,
at Lake
okay.
Conroe, and it literally just like drove me to tears, and I was all emotional, and
Mm.
like I was like, man, we're terrible parents, and blah blah blah. Which is like, it just goes through your head, all this stuff, right?
Yeah, not 100%. I hear you. I
So
hear
I
you. I
get to the
understand.
card show and we're doing okay. We're making a few sales here and there, It's
Hmm.
um but I made one horrifically bad trade for some fake cards
Oh.
because I didn't check them properly
Uh-huh.
and he got me for a base set Charizard.
Oh. Oh.
So I was like just, you know, um I just chalked that trip up to
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
you
I
know,
so would have I, man. Oh my God. I'm so sorry to
yeah,
hear that, Roger,
it's
man.
all
That
good,
that
man.
that sucks. That sucks.
It's
And
all good.
and you know what? In all honesty, when it comes to like, because I got a lot of guys that, when I'll be at the card shows, they're just like, why aren't you buying? Like, why aren't you like trading and buying and everything?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just that I don't think I have enough expertise to spot a good fake
Oh, gotcha.
card. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if it was something like blatant, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this card is just it's not supposed to be shiny and it's shiny, or
Yeah.
like the spelling was incorrect. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something that is
Yeah.
just blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Then I'd have been like, okay, yeah, that's a fake card. But the fakes are so good nowadays
Yeah.
that it's hard to tell. And
Um,
even when it comes to cards that are encased in like, they're graded in PSA.
yeah.
They're finding ways to crack these things, take
Yeah.
the little sticker out, you know what I'm saying, put it in another case.
I
So
know.
everyone's, like I'm watching these YouTube videos and they're like, this is how to spot a fake, PSA card. And they're showing you
Yeah.
like all the little things to look for. So I'm constantly like when I either as I have to know the person really well for me just to be like blind and just take it in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, or I'm really scrutinizing the trade, looking at everything, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I find that it takes me personally too much time to deal with that I feel it takes away from me selling other things. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that I take in is like far and few in between,
Gotcha,
but I
man.
got guys all the time. Hey, you want to trade this for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like we were down and I think, oh my gosh, maybe it was Oklahoma City. And, nice guy came up with his wife, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, there was nothing off about it.
Hmm.
And the guy had like a whole binder and he's showing me all these great cards. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, these are like way above my price range, right?
Oh,
Like he's
right.
showing me
Right.
all, you know, raw $1,000 cards, $1,500, and he's like, "What do you want to do? What can we do?" You know, and he was like 100% sincere and legit. I told him honestly, I was like, "Listen, man," I says, "You got some bangers. I didn't take anything out to like look at them, inspect them closely, but I was just like, but it's above my price range, what I feel comfortable with." I was like, "You would probably want to go to one of the other bigger vendors to see what you can
Yeah.
do."
Yeah.
And as soon as he left, we had a good interaction. Nothing was off about it. He actually bought some sealed product from me, the whole 9 yards. He leaves with his wife. Another vendor comes running up to me and was like, "Bro, did you buy any of his cards?" And I was like, no, I didn't buy anything. There was like, I was like, he had some really bangers. And he was like, they were all fake.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
like, what?
Oh my
I was like,
God.
all of those cards. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, bro, there was no way that's all fake. I was like, dude, it just like he didn't give me that vibe. You know what I mean?
God, it's
And
amazing, dude. It's
yeah,
amazing. There's so
yeah.
many fakes out there, bro. The ones that I got burned with are the GX era.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
have like a silver lining around the
Right.
outside.
Yep.
The the really expensive cards from those sets have
Hmm.
a texture on the front of the card. And
Okay.
it's like they literally look like little lines on the front of the card. Like you can
Okay.
feel them. And like the normal commons, uncommons from that set don't have the lines. And
Okay.
so I just didn't look at them close enough because my mental state wasn't there. But um I catch fake cards all the time and I get a lot of phone calls and stuff now because I'm selling out of my buddy's store in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Hmm.
Um I I'll show you this hilarious text message real quick from this person that wanted to sell me Neo Dynasty Shining Charizard. And the reason why it's hilarious is because he goes, "Hello, Roger. I was given your number by somebody at the store." I was like,
Right.
"I've got a Shining Charizard first edition from 1995 to 2000, card number 107."
Huh.
So
Okay.
I send him back the text, "You mean Neo Destiny?" question mark.
All right.
He goes, "Yes. Would you like a photo of it?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, send me one of the front and the back." And he sends me this photo, which you can tell is
Oh
totally a
yeah.
fake card.
Yeah.
It's
It
it's
looks
all
very off. Yeah.
golden. It's all golden. And
Yeah.
then this is the picture he sends me at the back of it.
Oh my, what the? Oh my God. Come
And
on
so
now.
and so he knows enough about it that it's a Shining Charizard from between 95 and 2000, but he doesn't know that the card should look like this. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
it's hard for you to see it through the thing,
Yeah.
but I
But I know
sent
which one
him,
you're talking about though. Yeah.
yeah, he's totally trying to scam me, you know? And I said, this is what the card should look like. The one you have is a custom made card, unfortunately.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can't tell them, oh, it's
Yeah,
fake. Yeah,
yeah,
because they get all butthurt really fast. They
yeah,
get all butthurt really fast. You got to use that word. And no, this is a
yeah,
custom
a
card
custom card.
for someone, right? Exactly. Yes, yes,
And
yes,
so
100%.
I mean, I'm still running into all kinds of kids and stuff at shows who have all these fake cards in their binder. And I'm just like, guys,
Oh yeah.
you know, he, some of them will tell you they're fake and other ones will be
Oh
more
yeah.
than happy to sell them to you. And I'm just like, where are your parents, man? Like, where are the scruples and
But why are they letting you buy that?
yeah,
You
anyway,
know?
yeah, that's terrible stuff.
It is. It is. It
Um,
is. It's one of those things, man. But I mean, and I've had those people come up with like little stacks of cards and be like, "Oh yeah, I just bought these cards. And I spent X amount of money on them or whatever." And they're like, "Oh, but what do you think they're worth?" And I'm looking at them and I'm like, just like that, all the gold cards, and I'm
yeah,
like, "Bro, these are custom cards. They're not playable. They're not real,
yeah,
tradable cards for Pokemon.
yeah.
They're just more like for show." And when I tell people that, they're just like looking at me all funny, and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't, can't tell a lie. It's just, I can't make you feel better that you bought, fake
oh,
stuff.
crazy, man. I know. Yeah, I was telling you that I have sealed product, obviously.
Yeah, I see
Um,
it.
I stopped selling it at shows completely just because I don't have to deal with any of the harassment or the bullshit or these guys coming by. at the shows going, "Hey, you want to make a deal?" Yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's not a deal for me. It might be a deal for you because you paid $29 for that ATV and you're trying to sell it to me for 90. You
Yeah.
know, there's
Yeah.
no trade percentage in which I win that scenario.
Yeah. 100%. 100%,
So
man.
I looked into it a little bit more, and
Mm.
it turns out that Millennium Print Group
Okay. Oh,
is,
I just saw them somewhere. I just saw that name pop up somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah, what about it?
in 2026 with a massive new manufacturing building for Pokemon TCG in North Carolina.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they say it should alleviate the shortages and meet overwhelming demand for cards in the US.
Hmm.
Um, they just give some facts about the building. It's like 900,000 square foot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw a
Um,
picture of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they say operations will be starting in 2028 according to their timeline.
Yeah.
So that's like literally 24 sets away.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, how is that going to alleviate anything now?
it's
Yeah.
not going to at all.
No, not going to. No, 100%, 100%. I agreed, agreed.
And I was like trying to explain to my wife and my kids
Hmm.
why Daddy hoards so many of his Pokemon cards. Uh, the reason when I do math in my head, it's a little bit crazy and jumbled up there sometimes, but
Oh
uh,
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I know how that can be. I know
10
that.
years from now, even if they only print like 10 sets a year for
Hmm.
the next 10 years, that's 100 Pokemon sets from where we are right now.
Oh yeah, nah.
So just imagine Surging Sparks, a name, and then 100 sets under
Yeah.
that name. It's like literally like Pokemon starting all over again.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, Surging Sparks is base set,
Yeah.
10 years from, it's gonna be like that,
Yeah,
bro. It's
it
gonna be
is. No,
just,
I agree with you. I agree with you, man. I noticed that, obviously as it became popular again, it just one set after another, after another, after another. It used to be
yeah,
where it was, two to three a year.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was, one every 3 months,
Let me grab some real
and
quick.
now it's, yeah, sure.
Keep talking.
And now it's like, oh my God, bro. It's insane because it seems like it's like one every other month. It seems like every 2 months a new set is coming out. And
Yeah, I
it's just
know.
insane, man.
I know, dude.
You know,
It's insanity. So this is my uh
that's a big
2020
binder, bro.
this is my 2025 collection.
Okay. Your
So
own PC.
yeah, every year
Okay.
I pick one Pokemon and I do every card I
Just
can get.
one.
Well,
Oh
there's more than
my.
just one, but this one I picked Poliwrath. And so
So you're collecting every Poliwrath that came out in 2025
no, just every
or just
Poliwrath
ever?
ever. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
I have every English and a lot of the Japanese in this binder. Starting with
Wow.
base set first edition, base set Shadowless, base
Oh
set,
my God.
base set two, Gym Heroes. Um, just
Wow.
they're all named and categorized.
I see that.
And
That's
then
good.
this
I
one
like
right
that.
here is my Skyridge um hollow. I couldn't find a raw copy, so I got a PSA 9. And I just taped it in there, bro.
That's gangster, man. He just said, I just taped it in there. It doesn't
I
matter.
just taped it in there, bro.
That's awesome, man.
And so
Are you missing any?
there's a couple that I don't have, but I'm not let's see. But they're just cheap, like like a couple of common ones.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, gotcha, gotcha.
And then I also did a bunch of like the other kinds of cards that are all
Yeah.
polyrath. Um,
Oh, sweet.
just keeps going. I've got
Oh my God.
these weird like stickers and stuff, and this is like a vending machine one from Japan.
Oh my
Like
God, bro. How did you get that?
I just kept looking and looking. And
Oh, so
some
like if you were going around a card show, if you saw something with polyrath,
yeah,
and if
I
you
just
didn't have it in your
pretty much
section,
bought
oh,
it.
I got you. I
And
got
then
you. I understand. I understand.
some of them I have like 20 copies of them.
Right, 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 right,
Um,
right.
and then after I got done with all the polyraths, every show I went to in 2025, I
Mm-hmm.
kept like 5 or 10 cards from each show, and I put the ones I really loved inside this book.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So there's
Gotcha.
just
Yeah.
it's just full of bangers, dude. I mean, it's just full of
Dude, that is insane.
I just want like the whole binder is full. I'm not talking about like
And
cheap cards. Like some of these are like 50,
yeah.
$60 cards. And I just kept going and kept going and kept going.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That's insane.
you know, this is like my pay from
I hear
doing,
you.
I think,
That's how you feel like you're paying yourself. Like
yeah,
you're making it worth your time.
yeah, man. And
It's like when you get your PC up. Yeah.
if I do, I don't know exactly the number. I'm guessing there's 15K in here.
Very nice.
And
Very
so
nice.
if I do one of those binders a year, and
Exactly. 10 years from now. Come
yeah,
on now. And
yeah,
then with the
exactly.
value of those cards still going up,
Yeah, and they
you know what I'm
will.
saying?
There's no doubt about it.
That's the point. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. It will. Because I mean,
Unless,
everything is cyclical, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting
yeah.
to see that. I've noticed a couple of cards for my, like I had mentioned earlier, with the, Pokemon slowly coming down, but
Mhm.
that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
A
yeah,
year
I
from
know.
now, they'll all go back up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just because they're people, they'll they're having problems getting product, so they're losing interest, and they're losing interest because everything is so expensive. So they're
yeah,
switching to another product. But then as soon as they run into the same problem here, what they're going to do with One Piece, they're going to run into that same problem.
yeah,
They'll be like, "Oh, but now look at Pokemon.
yeah.
Now I can get Pokemon everywhere." You know what I mean?
I know,
Again,
man.
and they'll start buying up, and then the prices will go right back up.
Yeah.
So
And one of the things, gosh, I got so much I want to talk about. Um,
we got
if
time, brother. We
if
got
you
time.
tried to make this binder by opening up packs, you would literally
Oh,
have to you'd have to buy a
yeah,
house.
that'd be insane. Yeah, that'd be insane, bro. No,
You
that'd be
couldn't do it.
insane
Yeah,
to get those things. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be
No, you
bananas,
can't.
man.
You can't. Yeah. That's just
Um,
like saying like I want to create a base set from opening packs. That's what?
seriously,
That's
man.
what?
I
You
know,
could buy a
seriously.
base set cheaper than you could do that,
Yeah,
you know.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, that would be impossible, you know what I'm saying, to do. Well, not impossible, just improbable here at this point, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and not
I wouldn't want to do it.
fiscally sound,
I bought
you
a
know.
collection from a guy at the last show I was at. Um,
Hmm.
let's see, I was in Vegas.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, that's good money there.
yeah.
That's
So
good
this
money there,
stack
man.
right here was 400. Um,
Okay.
but I bought it's pretty much just all base set. And then
Really?
there's a few in here that are I think they're bangers because this is like an era that you're never going to see again. So
Nope, you're not.
there's a dark Charizard, a dark Dragonite, one of these
Oh,
weird legendary collection sand
oh yeah,
shrooms.
yeah, yeah. I think I've
That's
actually seen those.
$400
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Jesus,
Uh,
man.
a bunch of other hollows. Hard to see
Did you
them.
get, I mean, when you bought it, you said that you got it for 400.
Yeah.
Now, you traded or you paid the dude $400
So he came
for
up and
that?
he's like, I was like, okay, so we're at a card show. My booth is busy. I told
Yeah.
the guy I don't have time to look up every single one of these cards because,
Right.
as you know, um, I'm a one man show that does two tables. And
Yep.
so I told them, you must have a number in your mind. And I said,
Everyone always does, bro.
so,
Everyone
yeah,
always does.
uh, I don't know how else to put it. I asked them how many other people have given him offers because I'm basically in the back of the show and he had to pass 300 tables to get to me.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, you're the first one I'm showing them to. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I gotta call some bullshit on that one.
Yeah. And so, I mean, a lot of the 80 to 90% of this stack is all non-hollow base set. And
Right.
so I looked up like the four biggest cards that I thought were the
Hmm.
biggest ones.
Right.
And I said, I gave him, I think I hit him with like 350. And
Hmm.
he goes, well, maybe I might shop it around a little. And I'm like, okay, so what's going to get the deal done? And he's thinking 400.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, how about 380? And he's like, no, I'll probably stick at 400. And I was like, okay, I hate to lose the deal over $50. So I just paid him 400.
Yeah.
But if three or four of the cards are 400, it's not a terrible deal,
No, no,
you know?
100%. No, it's not. It's
And
definitely
how
definitely
else
a
am
good
I going to
buy.
get a big old stack of base set just chilling?
Yeah, 100%. And then you're always gonna find those onesies and twosies. They're just like, hey, I'm looking for this one card from base set, or these couple of cards from base set. I have
Yeah,
people all the time asking for commons. They're like, oh, I need to complete my master set, but there's no sense to like go through and buy packs, right?
yeah,
To get one common card or a couple of common cards, but they're just like nobody carries them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
no one's walking around with a bunch of common cards, you know what I mean,
I
that
think
people can look at and buy.
one of the big things too is like the selling platforms we have right now, which is basically eBay, TCG Player, a couple
Right.
others. You could buy 10 copies of the Polyrath that I need for, and one of them is
Hmm.
going to be actually near mint of what they sold it to me for. Like they say it's near mint.
Yeah.
I pay for near mint. It comes to me. It's not near mint.
Yeah.
Um,
No, 100%. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and
a,
that's
it's always
just
lightly played. Yeah.
yeah. And then if you go over to eBay, they probably have pictures of it, but they won't sell you the actual card they took pictures of,
Oh, yeah. No. Yep.
or
I've run
some
into
other
that too.
nonsense.
Yep.
So having those cards on hand and buying it from an actual card show where you can look at it still has its value.
It does. It does. I tell that to people all the time, when they're like shopping around, they're looking at my prices because I remember this one lady, and I'm not trying to be like racist or anything, she's just a little Asian lady. She came up, and you could tell she was well versed in Pokemon. And I had told her, and she asked the price of like one of my ETBs or something like that. And I told her, or one of like my premium sets, whatever it was. And I told her the price. And then, she goes quickly, she's real quick. She's looking at
Yeah,
her phone and she's
yeah,
all like, well, it's on TCG, it's such and such.
yeah,
And then she's like, on eBay, it's such and such. And I'm all
yeah,
like, I was like, oh, well, I mean, if you feel comfortable buying that, I says, you're going to still pay tax, you're going to pay shipping, and you don't know what you're going to get. I
yeah.
says, it's right there. I was like, and the price difference is like she wanted me to come down like it was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks.
That's
You know
part
what I
of their
mean?
culture, though.
It is. It is like the
Because
haggling, the whole nine
yeah,
yards. So
I
I was just like,
I have never been hustled so bad than with an Asian father in my entire life, bro. Those dudes will, if they're
oh
not
yeah.
getting it for 20% under what they think it should be, they
Oh yeah.
don't feel like they should be, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's,
100%.
I mean, that's a good quality to have.
Oh
It's
no.
just,
Yeah. I just,
yeah, it's
I,
just
I,
one of those things with the Asian
I
community.
just, I sometimes I lose patience
Yeah,
with it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because on one end, obviously we're trying to sell to make a profit, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense for us to basically sell at cost or lose money, So when they're trying to like make me come down and make me come down, and I'm just
trying to
like, because
haggle
if we
you
can
real
get it
bad.
somewhere
Yeah,
else, we can get like one person, he was doing it and we just kept going back and forth, and I was like, bro, you can just go get it somewhere else then. And I'm just
I don't
like,
know.
I'm sure there's 30 other vendors that has the same product.
Dude,
Knock yourself out. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
have
I'm not the one.
I have dealt with the worst Karens. I mean, dude, this lady at the last show I was at, she come up to the table. She must have picked, I mean, she was looking through my binder for
Yeah.
a good 15 minutes probably.
Jesus.
Picked,
Okay.
I mean, she had like 6 to 8 cards pulled out. I had the
Hmm.
prices are clearly marked on them, you know, eh, uh, and then it comes out. I got nothing against them looking up the prices to see where I'm at versus where they think they should be
Yeah.
at. What I have a problem with is when they try to embarrass you in front of 100 other people by screaming out loud, uh, "I can, I can buy these anytime I want. I bought 30 copies of that last week for 30 cents each." And I'm just like, well, if you have 30 copies, you probably don't need these. And I just picked up the cards and put them back in the binder and said, I hope you have a wonderful day, ma'am. Really, I
You're too
appreciate you
nice,
coming
bro.
by.
You're too nice. You're
You
too
know,
nice.
it's just like it's just like it's a certain type of person. And I'll be the first to admit, I got cards in my binder that might be overpriced, but also got cards in my binder that are underpriced because
Mhm.
it's been in the binder for the same
Yeah.
price for two
Yep.
years or
100%.
whatever. It's
100%.
like
Yep.
I don't have time to go through every
Nope.
card show and reprice 1,800 card binder. It's just never
Yep.
gonna happen. It's like,
100%.
and
And
so
that's what I was talking about. Like if there was some way to get some type of spreadsheet that
yeah,
would update me like on a weekly basis at least,
yeah,
that before a card show, I can go to like my binder and go, okay, this one went up significantly, this one went
yeah,
down. Because just like like I don't have time to go through my binders either. So I'm just like,
yeah. And
once
one
I
that's
price it, it's in
accurate
there.
too. The
Yeah.
problem is not that there one doesn't exist because price charting does that.
Hmm.
You can scan all your cards in and look at what the current rate is,
Right.
but I have never had price charting give me a better price than TCG Player just looking them up. It's always
Right.
like some weird 20 to 30% lower
Hmm.
on price charting than it is just looking it up like most recently sold on eBay or
Hmm.
and so if you're going through and you're pricing out your entire collection on price charting, I'm letting you know right now, your cards are worth a lot more than that. Like,
Yeah. 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 I hear you. I hear
it's
you.
it's just a weird that no one makes one that's accurate enough yet for my taste.
Yeah. Well, I think it's still going to be a very difficult to do something like that. And the reason why, this is like my thought process behind it. The reason why I say that is because we've got, like, let's say there's TCG, right?
Hmm.
We have collector, there's alt, there's price charting, we've
I
got
know.
eBay, you've got whatnot, you've got all of these different avenues, all these different platforms where people are selling certain cards. And like on whatnot, I can find that card for $100, let's say. But TCG, it's 135. On price charting, like you mentioned, it's $85.
Right.
There's so many. So where do we get an accurate depiction of what it's going off of?
Yeah.
Are we just using eBay sales? Are we using, TCG, which is using a greater market, and they're like looking at, what people are offering it at and the
Yeah.
median price of things.
Hmm.
Whatnot is not, you can't even use that for pricing at all,
No, no.
because people are just trying to, like, I don't know, man. I've seen some cards like
It
I
should
and
be
I've
called
even
scum
paid.
and villainy, not
Yeah,
whatnot.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I've paid for some cards and I'm like, dude, by the time you've paid the tax, the shipping on one card,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
for sure.
ridiculous. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell? I just paid $6 for a dollar card. You know what I mean? Because I
The
was
way,
missing it.
the
And I'm
only
like, damn it.
the only way it gets worth your time as a buyer on whatnot
Hmm.
is if you buy multiple cards from the
Oh yeah.
same guy and the one,
Yeah.
and even then it's a competition
It
and
is.
you're bidding competition against all these other vultures.
Yep.
Not to mention the person selling could have friends in there who
Oh
go, "Oh,
yeah.
I can't let
Up
this
in
go
it.
for that."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's
Very true.
it's hard to find. I know some guys doing it who are honest. It's hard to find somebody on there that's not going to rip you off.
Yeah, and then I have a friend of mine that he's here local. Him and his brother, they do that every once in a while, the whatnot. Um, and when he like put me on it, he wanted to basically he was like, "Hey man, I could sell some of your cards on there." And I was trying to find out the whole process, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody takes their cut. eBay takes a cut,
Oh yeah,
Mercari takes a cut, like everybody takes a cut, right?
for sure,
So
man.
you're going to lose money using their platforms right off the bat, not to mention, the shipping and the taxes, whatever else, right?
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, you're still getting, you may sell a dollar card, but you may be only making, 75 cents, 60 cents of that at the end of the day, realistically speaking.
yeah.
So you have to sell so much in volume in order to
Mhm.
make up that difference. Um, so it just becomes difficult. And I remember him telling me about it, and I was kind of like, I want to check out your stream, see how you
Yeah,
do. And I went on there and I wound up buying multiple sets of cards from him. And just so, I could see the process, but it was the same thing, like, hey, I have to still ship you a like an empty envelope and I'm just gonna come bring them to your house. And I'm like, all right,
yeah,
cool, man, because that's
yeah,
the way like whatnot is. You have to
yeah.
send it off so
You
they can
had,
track
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I
That's
was
the
like,
way it
all
is.
right, cool. And then I'm asking him like, well, how much did you really make? And he's trying to like break it down and tell me. And I was like, oh my God, like it's not,
Yeah,
I don't think that's worth it. And then he was like, yeah, the more you sell or the higher the price ticket item, you're gonna pay a greater percentage. And I was like, seriously? So he's like, yeah. And I'm like, man, that kind of sucks, man. You know what I mean? It kind of does suck. That's why I don't mind doing the card shows. I like talking to people. I like
yeah,
a little bit of haggling, back
yeah.
and forth, but I like seeing the kids, making their day with certain things when they find or when anyone finds what they're really looking for at a decent price,
Hmm.
you know. That I like much more. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're still paying a fee to sell our goods as well, the table
Absolutely,
costs, you
absolutely,
know.
brother.
And
Yep.
then when we go to a different city, we're paying, the fuel, the hotel, the food,
Yeah,
all of these things. So
yeah,
yeah, I definitely we've talked about this, previously, on different times that, I'm trying to get to like where you're at, where I'm not going to sell sealed product anymore, where it's just singles and slabs
yeah,
to see where I'm at, because it'd be nice just to, you know, show up with a suitcase full of cards,
yeah,
and that's it,
yeah.
not a whole car full of it. And, and I've got to
Yeah,
have racks and, boxes like I do now. I got a
yeah.
whole trailer full of stuff.
When I
So
first
it's way
started out,
different.
when I first started doing shows, Angel, I just got a bunch of pieces of paper, lined paper like this,
Hmm.
and I went through every modern set um, on an app called Poke Collector.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and it's basically just tells you every set from the first Pokemon set all the way to the latest one,
Hmm.
every single card that's in that set. It doesn't give you prices. It
Right.
just shows you the picture and the number of the card. I went
Hmm.
through every single modern set of every
Hmm.
card that I thought was awesome. I wrote it down on a piece of paper
Hmm.
with what the current value was.
Right.
And I just wrote down these are the cards I should be buying. And I learned everything about those cards, like what they look like, what number they are, how they're spelled. I mean, just all the
Right.
simple things. Because selling, no, sorry, buying at
Hmm.
card shows is the best percentage you'll ever get for buying what you need to sell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's no other
100%, man.
avenue. There's not Facebook, it's not eBay, it's none of these other things. Buying at those
Hmm.
card shows, in my opinion, is the best percentage you're going to get as a vendor to resell that stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, man.
And so,
And I agree with you. I agree with you. You
um,
know.
it just kind of helped me streamline like what I'm after because if you there's so many Pokemon sets and so many cards, but the ones that are really selling for you at every single show are the ones you need to continuously pick up at every single show.
Hmm.
And it's not the $400 or $500 Bubble Muse. It's not an $800 evolving yeah, evolving cries
Yeah.
Rayquaza or
Great.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
it's literally the $15 whatever. It's the $10
Yeah.
whatever. There's a
That's gonna be
price
your
range,
meat and
you know.
potatoes. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
you
Yeah.
got to have those staples. And
Hmm.
if you're not pulling those in, you can get to a spot where you are literally outpricing your customers.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and that price range of outpricing your customers starts probably right around the 60 to $100 mark.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't have enough stuff in your binder and in your
Hmm.
cases between the $5 mark and the $59 mark, you're missing
Oh
your,
yeah. A
your,
huge chunk. Yeah.
yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not discriminating yourself, but it's
No.
alienating yourself from getting
Yeah.
that market.
Yeah. 100%. Agreed. Agreed.
Um, and a lot of those are
And
just super simple cards to get over and
yeah.
over and over again. It's like the Phoebus Milotic card. It's the
Hmm.
Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard combo. It's
Right.
just the simple things that everybody wants to see. Any of the
Yeah.
evolutions. It doesn't matter if it's a
Oh
one
yeah. Yeah.
dollar
Any of the
card
evolutions.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
But when you see those are the ones you need to try and buy from people. It's not necessarily the Skyridge Reverse Hollow
Oh yeah. No,
$500
granted,
PSA
man.
10. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Yeah, you're pricing out the market if you're too high.
yeah.
Now, one of the shows I had been to, um, there was a guy selling sports cards behind
Mhm.
me, and he was high end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the cheapest ones that he had were like five or six, $700, but he had cards all the way up to like, in the tens,
Mhm.
10, 12, $15,000. This dude came in though, and his wife was sitting there in a chair, all diamonds and jewelry and
Here
her
we
Louis
go.
Vuitton bag, and she's sitting on
Yeah.
her big, humongous iPad that's ridiculous size, and she's just
Couldn't look more
ignoring him.
disinterested.
And yeah, and this dude, he was there for about 3 hours, and then he packed up and left. And I was like, what the what? Like, just he didn't he just left his cards, locked all his stuff, and closed the little bags, you know what I'm saying? The little
Mhm.
body bags, locked
Yeah.
it, and then just left. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, he goes, I sold enough today, and that was it. And I was all like, what the what? But when you looked at his setup inside the little, the card displays, he where did I go?
There you
He
go.
only had like, I don't know, you could put maybe 40 cards, 50 cards in one of those display cases, and he had maybe they were custom cases, they're nice. Um, but he had maybe like 10 to 15 cards neatly displayed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh my God. You
He's
know what I
looking
mean?
for that
Exactly.
5% of dudes that can afford those cards.
Yeah. But apparently he made it, and
Yeah.
he got what he needed to get. And he was just like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm done for today. And I'm just like, oh man, that's insane, you know?
That's funny is
And
because he can only get away with that at certain card shows. Um,
yeah, yeah.
there's a lot like front row card show. If you pick up early and you leave, you are literally never invited back. And so it's funny to me that someone would do that, but I guess if you
Oh
don't need the
yeah.
money, it's like, yeah,
Apparently not.
yeah,
Apparently, because she was like she was hungry and, she wanted to go to dinner and they
yeah,
left. I
yeah. I
mean,
hear you, man.
it would have been closing at like whatever, 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it was, 6 or 7.
Yeah,
And yeah, he left at like 4 and he was just like, deuces, I'm out. And I'm like, damn, it's like that. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like
That's
no
hilarious.
worries, no problems. He just left. Like he didn't care if they were gonna come and say something to him. And I was just like,
Yeah,
he only had the one table. It's not like he had six, so
yeah,
I'm sure no one was really looking, to be like, "Hey, man, where'd you go?" You know what I mean? Type of
yeah,
thing. He just
yeah. I hear you,
sold
man.
his couple of cards, made his whatever, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm good." And
That's
I'm
funny,
like,
man.
"Wow."
Um,
But at the same time, have you ever, when you do front row, do they do VIP access
yeah.
on Friday, the first day?
But they don't make it so stinking early that it's annoying. Um,
Yeah, like a lot of the ones I've been to, they do like a 2 hour buffer. Some do 1 hour ahead
yeah, they
before
do a
general
1 hour,
public.
and
Okay.
it you can start setting up at 7. The
Hmm.
VIP gets in at 9. The show starts at 10.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
Now, what I did notice, and it was cool, and at the same time, I was like, well, damn, these guys are screwed, right? So one of the shows I had been to, I had my little two tables, right? I'm all set up, got all my stuff, and there was these two guys next to me, and they had 4 tables, right? And I was like, damn, that's a lot of tables, right?
yeah.
And they're doing sports cards, right?
Okay, yeah,
And out of the 4 tables, one table had like just like sealed product. They made like a little display out of it or whatever, you know. And then the other 3 tables were just straight, you know, all sealed, graded cards,
yeah,
and I was just like, wow, a real nice setup. Everything was done, real neat and everything like that. And VIPs come in and same thing, man. I see this dude with his his little, those Zion
his little
cases, right?
sit
That
down
look like a
stroller.
suitcase. Yeah, the sit down stroller. You know which one I'm talking about. And he comes
Those guys
up
crack me up,
and
man.
same thing. He's got on nice jewelry.
He's
He's
blinging.
got on the little man purse that they wear sometimes. I got
Yeah,
one too, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for
his is
sure.
Louis Vuitton. He had a Louis Vuitton backpack on, right? And the
Dude, we
dude
got to
comes
come
up.
up with a name for these dudes because
I know,
like
man.
the
We have
dudes that
to.
look like they're dogs or whatever,
So
the
I'm
dudes
watching
that
this
look like
dude,
they're
right?
cases.
Yeah, right. And he comes up and he's like looking at all their display cases,
Yeah,
and he's like talking to the guy, right? And he's like, "All right, I want that, 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 that." He starts going through, and I mean, this dude must point out like eight, bro, like 80% of his case
yeah,
of all of them. Now, I mean, 6 foot tables.
yeah.
He's got 3 cases on each one, and there was 3 sets of that. So I mean, he had 9 or 10 cases.
Uh-huh.
And the dude came through. He's like that, 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 and I could see the guy's face,
What
like he was
percentage
thinking
are you gonna give me?
he thought the dude was like bullshitting. Dude
Yeah,
takes off his Louis Vuitton backpack, right? Puts it on the thing, opens it up, reaches in, bro,
pulls a wallet.
grabs stacks of cash.
Let's
He it must have been
go.
it must have been like easily 40, 50 G's. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He just grabbed a stack, put it on the display case, and then you see the kids eyes like light up. He's like, oh, he's not bullshitting, right? But before the show starts, he basically bought out 80% of
Of the dude's
all
stuff.
of his inventory. So then they were scrambling. They were like, dude, we don't know what to do.
Then
So
they
then they
go
were taking
around
the
to the
one table and
show.
they were trying to spread it out and
Yeah,
like make it look full. And I was like, bro, that looks janky, but okay. You know what I mean? But the dude was like, well, we just made all this money, you
yeah,
know? And he was like, I know it's because then I was talking to him later on. He's like, I know it seemed like a lot, the dude, you know, spent 40, 50 grand on all this stuff, but he was like, our profit margin was probably in the 5 to 8 category
yeah, yeah.
of that, what
Right.
I'm saying, minus all their expenses and the tables and the
Yeah,
travel. So he was
yeah,
like, it wasn't really even that,
yeah.
even though it looked like a huge sale,
Right.
now we don't have to really work,
Yeah, I hear you.
because we made it, but I was just like, so I'm just wondering, like, what's your opinion, like, on the whole VIP treatment? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was my experience with it. It's never happened to me,
I won't.
but,
I
you
I can't
know,
really speak for like the VIP thing
mm,
because um I don't think it pertains to Pokemon. I
yeah,
and the reason I say that is because there's too many vultures um who will just sell their shit for they're just trying to get whatever they can get.
yeah,
Yeah, you just got to find the right people. I can speak though for the guys coming around that look just like those guys with their cases who offer to they always say the same shit to me. What if I take most of your case? And they always want my PSA slabs.
of course.
And most of the time, I give them my annoyed look of because most of the time, I already have gone through and gotten rid of the stuff that I consider to be not viable or just kind of
Right.
a junk slab.
Yeah.
And so if I happen to have bought, some stuff that I don't mind getting rid of, maybe it's an 80 to between 80 and 95% type situation
Hmm.
where I need some cash flow and I'll get rid of it for like 5 or 600 bucks.
Yeah.
Um, but most of the time, I just tell them, especially if it's the first day of the show, I just tell them, yeah, I'm probably not interested in
Yeah. Just
liquidating.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Because you
right
don't have
now.
anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, come back at the end of Sunday and,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. He's like, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Half the stuff will be gone by then, but yeah. Yeah.
I look at my slabs like I don't enjoy collecting slabs.
Really?
I like single cards,
Okay.
but I look at slabs that I pick up like they're all trade bait.
Mm.
So if I can get a $400 slab, I'm looking to trade at 75, 80%
Hmm.
towards stuff that I actually want.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Because
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, I got a stack of slabs that I've been carrying around for 6 months. I'm not in any
Mm.
hurry to get rid of them. I'm just like, if it's a 10, there's no reason for me to get rid
Oh
of it
no.
at
Yeah. No.
any
Yeah.
percentage. So,
Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. And that's kind of what I was trying to, get towards. I wanted to do the slabs, um, because now I don't have to deal with people like messing with it, looking at it the wrong way. They could just see it. They don't.
yeah,
What's there really to pick up, right?
yeah,
If it's already a PSA 10, you
yeah.
don't got to look at the corners. You don't got to look at the
Yeah.
creases. You don't got to pull it out and look for whitening.
You
You know,
know
you
what?
don't have
You're
to do none of that.
100%. You're
You know what I'm
100%
saying?
right. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. And then I could track the value, we could track the population, we can track other things. There's other metrics that come into play that we can
Hmm.
use to determine value, if it's going up and down. We can play the whole 80, 90%. We can play whatever game to get where we need to get. Because a lot of times when I'm picking up these slabs, I'm getting a decent good deal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, like one of my one piece slabs I had picked up for like $100. because the dude needed money. And at the time, I think the slab was going for like around 175. And
Hmm.
he just needed cash. He didn't
Yeah,
want to trade like everybody else wanted to trade. So I just gave him the cash, right? And sure as shit, I've been sitting on that thing for probably a year
yeah,
about there. And now that slab at that PSA 10 is worth about 650.
nice.
So, even if I wind up selling it at $500, and why would I do that? But I mean, even if I did that, I would
Yeah,
still make out exponentially.
yeah,
So, you know, and I tell everybody, I'm like, bro, I don't gotta sell it. I'll just hold on to it and wait. You know what I mean? Like I'll just wait and it'll wind up going up anyway. You know what I mean? So like
yeah,
I'm not too worried about the PSA 10s and everything like that losing too much value,
yeah.
you
I
know.
think another thing too is people don't realize just exactly how many of these slabs there are out there because a lot of these guys that want to buy all your slabs at 80%,
Hmm.
the first words out of their mouth are, I'm looking to buy between 35 and $100 slabs. I'll buy all of them at this percentage. They're not
Hmm.
looking at your $500 slabs
Nope.
or your $200, your $1,000. It's a very specific increment range, and they're doing that because they know that those are the ones that they can move
Oh
the
yeah.
fastest, either if it's in mystery packs or whatever they're going to use
Yeah.
them for.
I want
Um,
to get your thoughts on those.
yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I Go ahead.
I did try it in 2025.
Okay.
Um,
How did it work for you?
I had a box about this long,
Hmm.
and I just put on there. I bought some of those mailers that come in like different colors that
Yeah. Yeah. Little bubble mailers. Yeah.
bubble mailers that
Yeah.
fold over.
Hmm.
And then I put, I don't remember if it was $30 each or 35, what the price
Hmm.
point was. I think it was the value inside the bubble mailers was
Hmm.
between $20 and $100.
Right.
So, at the very least, they're getting a $20 slab. At the very
Yeah.
best, they're getting 100. And I was charging 25 or 30 somewhere in there.
Hmm.
And what it was is not that I was making a lot of money doing it. It's just that I was moving inventory with and making a small profit.
Right.
But it
Right.
was
Right.
another avenue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth with that. My wife at one time had mentioned she was like, you've got all these bulk cards and all these extras, and she was just like, why not? Especially when it came to like Christmas time, she was like, you got all these boxes, the ETBs, that are empty, or that are full with just like things. So she was just like, why don't you make some type of like starter mystery box, for lack of better words. No slabs are in there, but
Yeah.
just, you know, put in 300 cards, like, hey, there's 300 cards in the box, 50 of them are foils, you get a coin and you get a set of sleeves, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whatever, because I've just got boxes and boxes of that stuff just laying around from all the literally the thousands of packs that I've opened up, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I have the I call them the shoebox, the double stack of, the white boxes that you can put, I think it's like 1,600 cards in one of them. And
Yeah.
I've got probably like three of those things filled of just the code cards. Just
Yeah.
to show you, like, just
Nice.
thousands of, I've just opened up thousands and thousands of packs
Yeah.
and just and everyone's like, well, the code cards are worth money too, and I'm like, bro, do you know how long it would take me to enter all of that crap and then like
Yeah.
send it off to some website so they can give me 3 cents, per each one, and like, and it takes them forever to validate, and I'm like, bro, that's just not even
Yeah.
worth my time,
I know. I
you
hear
know.
you, man. One of the funny things about I find about myself is that I enjoy having just weird hordes of cards hanging out. Um,
Yeah.
so I bought a couple of collections um, in 2025,
Hmm.
and one of them was a 5 row box
Oh, Jesus.
of all reverse hollows from a bunch of different sets.
Mm.
And so I went through and took my magnifying glass and I sorted them by set, and then I put
Hmm.
them in these little dealies um, by set. And I actually sleeved every individual card,
Right.
and I think in one of these you can fit like 100 cards or something.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
then
Gotcha.
I close it up and I write on there, okay, these are what's whatever set, and I put
Yeah.
them in another box and then I set them on the shelf. But now they're sorted,
Right.
and so in however long it takes, when I get bored 10,
Hmm.
20 years from now and I have all kinds of time on my hands. Yeah, because it's not a rush. I keep trying to explain this to people. It's like right now we're in this movement where, yeah, card shows are sliced bread and we're just all eating sliced bread and we're all super happy. But if you're not careful, you're going to get sick from eating bread. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I hear you.
and so I just like I like to label things, stash them away, and wait. And what I know that it's only going to be, another 20 years from now, I'll be tired of it.
Yeah,
And,
I'm sure.
I'll just
Yeah.
be old and grumpy and having all these cards laying around and I'll just sell them. But, it's like, I don't see the necessity or the urgency
Oh yeah. No, I hear
to
you.
be selling cards for 50 cents or a dollar when I know they're going to be worth 20. It's like,
Yeah. No, 100%. I hear you. I hear you.
yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
And the only reason I can say that is because I'm 47 and I was around when Magic started. I was around when Pokemon
Right.
started. And now I see where it's at. And I'm like, dude, in, 10 years when there's 100 more Pokemon sets,
Hmm.
these stupid Surging Sparks ETBs right here are going to be 500 or $1,000 each.
Yeah, they will.
And
Yeah,
right
they
about
will.
that
That's
time, my
exactly it.
daughter hopefully will be like, "Oh, I'm pregnant or whatever," and I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
so you need a
Yep.
new
Yep.
house?" You
That's
know?
it, man. That's it. Yeah, the other day I saw like on YouTube or Facebook or whatever the hell it was, someone and the guy walks into a shop, you know, and they're filming the whole thing, right? And I don't know if it's like set up or whatever the hell, but a guy walks into a shop and he goes, "Hey man, I got a surprise." He was like, "You're gonna like it, and you're gonna get." And he just like the guy selling, right? The guy walks in and he's
Right?
telling the owner, and he's like, "And you're gonna give me what I want for it." And I was
Oh,
just like, "Damn,"
I like the
you know what I mean? Like,
confidence.
holy, this
Did he
dude's really
actually have the
confident. You're like,
goods?
"Holy shit!" And he reaches in his bag and he pulls out one of those, the Neos, but like a blister of it
Oh
from
yeah.
back in the day, completely sealed in acrylic, the whole 9 yards. And he just takes it out the bag, he holds it in front of him, and then he sets it down. He goes, 100 grand. I said, what the hell? And I'm thinking this is some BS, right? And I'm watching this dude.
That's
The
six
dude's like
figures.
whole face lights up. He's like, "Oh my God." He's
Yeah.
like picking it up. He's like inspecting everything, without like because it's still in the acrylic.
Yeah.
But he's inspecting everything without taking it out, looking at it all, and he just yells at the guy, "Cut a check, $100,000." And I said, "What the hell is going on here?" From one little booster box. And I said, "Oh no." That was just like, man, when I was in Dallas at a
Oh no.
Collecticon, I'm
Yeah.
watching these dudes and I took a picture of it and
Yeah.
he had a sealed Pokemon case of, oh my God. I can't remember which one right now it is. The case, that's got the six in there.
Yeah.
Um, this dude wanted $420,000.
Damn.
And then he had another seal case of a different one, but for
Yeah.
like 90,000 or whatever it was. And I was amazed because I looked at the dude, and I'm standing far enough back, but he sees me. We make eye contact, and
Yeah.
I went like, really? Like that. And I'm pointing at it, and he was like, yup, no doubt. And I'm like, damn, for reals? And he's like, yup. And I'm like, and I was like, all right, man, good on you. And I just kept walking.
Yeah.
Bro, come to find out, one of my dudes here, that I know, that's his cousin. And he tells me he didn't sell the 420, he sold the $90,000 one. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me, bro.
Could you imagine?
That's like amazing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If I could ever get my hands on something like that
Yeah.
and hold it and have the forethought, you know what I'm saying? The just geez, man, just to be able to think about that all these years down the line. Like you said, oh, my daughter's getting married. Oh, she needs to buy a house. Here, let's
Yeah.
sell this Pokemon. And it's done. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Have you watched Rudy from Alpha Investments on YouTube at all?
He sounds very familiar.
You
It
gotta
sounds
just
familiar.
watch a couple of his videos because he got in on it. Magic
From Alpha
and
Investments.
yeah, his name's Rudy, and he has
Hmm.
a warehouse just pallets full of fucking Pokemon and Magic. Excuse my French.
Oh my God, are you
Um,
serious?
he got in on it early on. He was in like an investments guy.
Hmm.
Didn't grow up rich or nothing, and he's just like one day he's just like, yeah, well. I think this is going to be the next big thing, and he just started buying pallets. I mean, he got in pre
Wow.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
He bought like pallets of Lost Origin for
Ah.
like when it was like $20 for an ETB, and
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah,
they
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
give it away, like people didn't want to buy it because they couldn't give it away, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you know what happened in 2020, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
uh, Giratina V alt art is worth like it's going from $100 to like 400, then 700, and then a graded copy is worth what? And then
I got one
this,
of those, but yeah, I
yeah,
know.
he's like he's got this one. It's just like that, It's like when when are you gonna start like just hoarding some of this stuff? Like right now, everybody realizes One Piece is kind of where it's at. I don't want to get into it because I I don't have the capital to start or the table
Yeah.
space for that matter
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
to be
100%. Yeah.
selling two different games or whatever.
That's
But
what, like, everyone keeps asking me about Magic. Like there's a new set came out today.
yeah,
Pre-release
yeah,
for Magic. I forgot what it's called or whatever, something. But yeah,
in
everyone was
two
like, "Oh
days.
my God, we're gonna be here." Huh?
It's either I think it's tomorrow or the next day is the pre-release for our local stores.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This guy was doing it tonight at like now, like here at like
Oh yeah,
9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. And he was like, yeah, we'll be here all night till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I
yeah.
was like, what? And
There's
he
a
was like,
lot of
yeah, it's gonna get packed out.
there's a lot of card games right now where I go, man, I should pick up a couple boxes.
Yeah.
Obviously One Piece, but there's another card game called Flesh and Blood
Yep.
that came out less than 2 years ago, and it's
Hmm.
been very successful, and I'm surprised because it's kind of the fantasy genre. It's like right up there,
Hmm.
same alley with Magic and a couple of these other card games. But the
Yeah.
box prices 70 to $100 a box, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
why are we not
Yeah.
buying these?
Yeah.
Why am
Yeah.
I?
My local card guy has the same thing. He's got another one called Rush of Icor or something like that,
Yeah.
some weird name. And believe it or not, man, I've had dudes stop me at shows and like, hey man, you got this Rush of Icor? And I'm all like, what? I was like, no.
You do
I
One
was like,
Piece?
I got just these right here, just and it's very few and far in between. I'll have a couple of Magic things, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just but very, very few. I got a couple collector boxes.
Yeah.
like that Avatar stuff that came out. I got a couple of those. I had the Spider-Man. So I got a
Yeah.
couple of little things, but I don't know enough about it to like intelligently speak on it or know what's what or what card is in what. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever price it's going for, I'll take a little less than that. As long as I make my money back, we're good, and that's it because I don't know enough about it. I
Yeah.
just know that I have people that come looking for magic. So every once in a while, I'll have a couple of magic things if I get them at a decent price.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just Pokemon and
That's
then,
that's one thing
One Piece.
I wanted to talk to you about is right now there's this trend at card shows where these idiots have these signs, oh, we buy it 90%, we buy it 80% or whatever. And it's super frustrating because
Yeah.
um not only are they not buying at those percentages, but they're also cherry
Mhm.
picking people's collections.
Oh yeah.
And I'm the last guy to say, oh, you shouldn't or should not be doing this, right? So
Right.
the thing that is hilarious to me is I got a couple buddies in Southern California who own a card store, and the
Hmm.
way they get their cards is they'll go around the card shows and they'll buy at 50%, but they'll buy
Wow.
every last card you got at 50%,
Right.
right? And they'll
Huh.
be set up at a show, and one of these guys with these other signs, we buy 80 for 90%, will be set up right
Yeah.
next to him, right? And so this is a thing that actually happens. They'll like price out a whole collection, all the crappy common cards with the whatever shit you
Huh.
take them, and they'll give you a
Yeah.
real cash for it, right?
Yeah.
And then the person goes, "Oh, you guys are nuts." And then they'll go straight over to the guy next to him who has the 90% sign,
Yeah.
and he's literally trying to pay them less for
Then
the
the other ones.
cherry picked shit
Yep.
than the honest guys paying 50%.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm just trying to warn people like these signs that these guys have up, it's
Yeah.
not a real thing. It doesn't actually
No.
exist.
No, yeah, they're definitely cherry picking, man. They're looking for what sells, what may sell, and they're yeah, like you mentioned, they'll rip apart your collection, being like, nah, I only want this card, and this card,
Yep.
and that's it. You know what I mean? And all the rest. And then what are you stuck with? You know what I mean? If they take all the good cards,
Yeah.
then you're stuck with the trash, and you can't get rid of the trash in the first place.
Yeah. And
Then
then
no one's gonna buy it.
you should have just sold it to the guy offering you a good 50%,
Exactly.
man. Like,
Exactly. It would have been one and done all
yeah,
over,
it's true,
done
man.
deal.
I
But
know.
yeah, and that's when I deal with my guys around here, I tell them like, hey, I'm buying at 70% to 75.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm like, if I need it for my personal collection, then I might offer a little bit more, especially if we're like trading out for something in the binder, then I give them a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm
Yeah.
not too worried with percentages as much if we're just like straight trade out from the binder to binder. Then I'm just like, yeah, man, whatever it says, I'll give you like the 100%. We'll just boop, 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 and we're off with a couple of dollars. We're fine, you
Yeah.
know. So that's not a big deal for me, especially because I already know, like in my binder, like I know for a fact that in my binder, without a doubt, everything that's in the binder I've pulled personally. So I know it came from a
Yeah.
pack that I bought from a store.
Dang.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like I bought this guy's collection and now I'm just throwing it. No, I don't do none of that. And
Yeah.
that's another reason why like I don't buy a lot of people's stuff. If I want it for my PC, then I'll look at it and I'll make a deal. You know what I'm saying? And I'll buy it out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
But if it's just like trade for trade or they're looking for a couple of cards and they got a couple of cards for Pokemon, I'll be like, "Yep, trade it out value for value." And then I'll just put those cards back in the binder. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If if they're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're
Right.
if they're if they're not mint, near mint, I don't even care. I'm not even touching
Right.
it. I just throw it to the side. I've had a couple of dudes. Matter of fact, there was a Lacey card that I just picked up.
Yeah.
Um, and the
Twilight.
dude, Yeah, the dude bought
Oh
the
no.
pack from me, ripped it right in front of me, and pulled it out. And he was like, "Oh, Lacey," he was like, "I don't need this card." And
That's
I was like,
prismatic. So
let me look.
pretty sure it's prismatic.
Yeah,
Because
PRE. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, and I was like, all right. But he was like, but I need what's in your binder. So I
Oh
was just like, even trade, bro.
yeah,
Sure. Because I mean, I knew the legitimacy of the card, right? Like I knew it was authentic. I know he wasn't just walking up being like, "Hey, you want to trade this card?" You know what I mean?
right.
Type of thing, you know? So, and that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, and I
Yeah.
gave him the full value. And he liked that I did that. He even came back around one more time. He was like, "Oh, my last 20 bucks, you know, like my budget." He was like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend it with you before I leave the card show." And I'm like, perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I
that's the
think
kind of reaction that I want. I want
yeah.
people to come back because they know they get a fair deal, and a good price, and they're not being,
Yeah.
you know, raped, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
over these people
100%.
like scalping and being vultures, just destroying, especially when it comes to the kids, man, just destroying their little hearts. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, you want that? That's,
It's crazy, man.
400 bucks. You know what I mean? Like,
I saw these
so.
guys on this clip earlier today. My wife sends me this Instagram.
Mhm.
These three dudes in New York robbing a Pokemon store at gunpoint in the middle of the
Uh,
day, bro.
I believe it.
In the
I believe
middle
it.
of the day. I was just like, this is getting out of control, man.
It
It's not a
is.
jewelry store, bro.
Nah, that's what I'm
You know?
saying. We had the guy here, the vendor that restocks Target,
Yeah.
you know. So he's got like an unmarked car, right? They it's not like he's showing up and it says Pokemon, right? None of
Yeah.
it, you know. And I don't know. I think everything is already delivered to the store,
Yeah.
like on the trucks. But he comes in to
And
like
stock
puts
that.
them out and stocks them and puts them in right places, whatever he's gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like that's his job. But this dude was assaulted leaving the store because they thought he
He had
had Pokemon cards in his car.
that's crazy, bro.
Bro, that's the kind of, that's the kind I'm just like, bro,
The worst one,
really?
the worst one I heard, and I never really thought about this until I got hurt,
Mm.
like my back got hurt.
Yeah.
But these private investigator guys um bugged my car so that they would know when I was going to like the grocery store so they could try to take pictures of me because it was a workman's comp thing.
What?
And
That's
so
crazy.
I was like, that's whatever. If like I feel like those people got the karma coming to them at some point.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Um, but I never really thought about this crazy guy recently got busted, bugged one of those guys' cars, the restock
Really?
guys.
Oh,
And he got busted because he was showing up at every store that guy was going to. He was already a criminal or whatever,
yeah.
but he knew exactly what store was getting the restock because he had this guy's car bugged and he was literally
Oh.
following him around to every restock store.
Man,
I
that's
was like,
crazy.
dude, that is like mental, bro.
That is mental, man. That's crazy. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of smart what he was doing. I mean, it's shady as shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm not
like, oh my God, go ahead and do this. But could you imagine the dude just like puts an Apple, what are those air
those
tags or
Apple things.
whatever
Yeah.
in his car and just like, yep, I'm just following this dude around.
I couldn't
Oh,
believe
yep, he's at Target now. Now he's at Barnes and Nobles. And I'm like,
it's
what
not
the hell? That's insane.
it's
That's
not that I
insane.
didn't think it was kind of a smart. I just think it how crazy you would have to be to
Oh no,
actually go
100%.
through with it, you know?
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh
Yeah,
my
you definitely
gosh.
got to be mental, man, at some point to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna follow this dude around, And I'm just like, bro, really? Like,
Yeah,
that's like literally how bad it's gotten, man.
yeah,
They had multiple. We've got plenty of shops here in town that sell, the cards. but we've had, and it was unfortunate because there was this one dealer that got broken into like 3 times in the same year and twice in the same month. And
Wow.
I don't even understand. Like at some point, right? Like he was in a real shitty area part of town, right? Gets broken into the first time, stays, gets broken into the second and third time, and now he's in a really nice area of town.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if this was like an insurance scam
Oh
or
no, dude.
what, because he was the only one targeted. Like out of all of these other stores,
Oh wow.
why is his store 3 times in 1 year broken into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's always the
Wow.
same thing. They break in through the front door, which is just odd, right? And they come in, and there's glass on the floor, and they come in, they break the first couple of cases, and they take all the expensive shit out. And I'm just like, something's not right. And
Yeah.
now his store is like pristine, right? Where he's at, like it's a historic building. It's really nice. He's got nice counters, and I'm just like, I don't know. Insurance is paying you pretty good. Something going on. You know what I mean? So
It's
it
kind
is
of
what it
crazy
is.
to think about. Like if you get after the first two times, you're either going out of business or you're putting up bars or something. You're not going
Exactly.
across town and you're not like, oh, look at my new shop.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it like threw me off, and I don't get me wrong. I know
I see
the
some
guy's a
fishy
good
going on there
guy.
for sure. Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like the first time he would have gotten broken into, I was like, bruh, you've heard of a pit bull, right? You heard of a Rottweiler, right? Why don't you just get yourself a dog or
Yeah.
two, put
Yeah.
them in the shop overnight? You
Yeah.
feed them, you got a little bowl, you give them a little place to sit down. Because I know for damn sure the minute someone breaks the glass and they
Yeah.
hear that dog
Yeah. I know.
coming at them, they're gonna hightail it out,
Oh,
bro.
they're gonna
You know what I'm
crap their
saying?
pants, man.
Exactly.
Uh,
So I was just like,
Dogs are
bro,
no
something's
joke, man.
something's not right. And no, they're not.
I
No,
never seen a I
nope.
never seen like a big pit bull or a Rottweiler or something where I'm like, you know what? I think I want to mess with that dog.
Not yeah,
You
not
don't
today,
want to mess
bro.
with
Not today.
it. I know,
So I
dude.
just told him that was my answer. I was like, bro, get a dog.
Yeah,
Put the dog in there overnight. You know what? And that's it. You put
yeah,
it, you give him a little bed to sleep on. You give him a little food and water. He's good. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
take him out before you close up shop. You take him out in the morning. You're good. You're right. He's good.
yeah.
But I
Crazy,
don't
man.
know, man. It kept happening, and then we had other shops just like, oh yeah, we can't deal with the overhead, and they're just closing down.
Yeah, that's a
And
thing
I'm
too.
yeah, it is. If you can't, what it seems to be is that even though the shops are in place, they're brick and mortars, they're they're forced to buy basically trash from the distributors because they've got like overstock of like something that's not selling. And they're like, hey, if you want your Pokemon, you've got to buy this XYZ crap over here too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I don't, I've heard that from numerous shop owners. And I'm like, dude, that's just not right. Like you're telling me, if you have a distributor, you just can't place an order for what you want. You got to take what they give you,
well,
and he's like, yeah,
it depends
basically,
on what
that's
it
the way
is,
it
man.
works.
Um, it there's certain avenues within a brick and mortar where you're
Mm-hmm.
fine. You can just order whatever you want. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the card games, it's totally different. So
Really?
you got to diversify your story, like if you're going to do comic books, then focus on that and maybe throw in some TCG stuff. But if you
Right.
got just the store that focuses just on cards, you're going to have your
Mm-hmm.
hands full trying to make it work, man. That's why
Huh.
so many of the card store owners are all at these card shows.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah,
know?
it's a good avenue to it's an additional revenue income stream, you
Yeah.
know. But, my thought is over here, especially if I can get something very inexpensive, you know what I'm saying? If I can get something that's just to have the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
to satisfy that requirement
Hmm.
for a distributor, you know what I'm saying? And then hopefully start getting some product in, eventually through those means. Because yeah, we let one of these places that we were looking at just slip through our fingers. I shouldn't have. Should have done my due diligence and been a little bit more adamant about how
I
I was
know,
doing
man.
it. But I had a partner trying to go in with me, and I don't necessarily
It's always a rough
like his
avenue, man.
negotiation style, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever, like the way he came at the dude, because he was complaining about like little things, like, oh, it seems like the utilities are high, and I'm like, like what are you doing, bro? We're trying to
There's a
like, if I was gonna secure this lease, usually a commercial lease is longer, 3, 5, 7 years. You're
oh,
signing a lease
leasing
for
it.
because they want to have you in there.
Yeah.
And this one place we were looking at, he was like, nope, it's just a year lease. That's it. You know, and it was a bubble tea, boba tea, whatever that shit
Oh
is.
yeah, yeah.
I don't drink it, but that's what it was, the shop. And I went in, checked it out. It was like good size, decent enough to start with. Bro, and it was only like $750 a month
Shut
to
up.
rent this shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
That's like
yeah, that's what
tables
I'm
for one
saying.
show. I'll smack
Yeah,
you around right now, brother.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm coming
To
through.
have the shop, and it just, yeah, bro, it just ran through us, man. We
Dude, next time you
I
find something like that, you call me, bro, because I'm coming down there. You scout
we'll
it out
definitely
for me.
talk
I'll be
more,
right
bro.
there.
Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna definitely talk more, bro, when I show up there
Oh
next month.
man.
We're
I
definitely
can't
gonna
wait
talk
till I
more.
yeah. So those of you who watch the channel and don't know, me and Angel are gonna be doing cards and more in Loveland, Colorado together. Four tables right next to each other, and we're gonna be chilling
Nice.
for the whole weekend.
That's right. Come by
So
and see us for sure.
yeah, for come by, definitely. It's gonna be a blast. And yeah, there's a building down here where I live. I've thought
Mm.
about trying to buy it, but it's literally real estate where I live is crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
No, no, no. Wouldn't touch it.
the building is 600 G's. So it'd be like a situation where I sell my pad, I move there into half of the building, and then the other half is my card shop.
Yeah.
And that was
Well,
something,
I've thought about that here. I've thought
yeah,
about that here. Downtown, there was a nice historic building that was slated for commercial and residential,
there you
and it
go.
was 3 stories,
Oh
and
wow,
each level was, oh shit, what was it? It was very large. Each level, I want to say, was nearly 3,000 or just over 3,000 square feet.
that's
Each
huge.
level.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big
So
space.
when I had looked at it, I saw it pop up and I was like, damn. I said, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And believe it or not, same price, 600,000. That's what they wanted
but
here.
9,000 square
But
foot.
but
Crazy.
yeah, so that, yeah, 3,000 per level. So, but the kicker is that, bro, when I went in, it was completely gutted.
Got
You
it.
would need new plumbing, new
New roof.
electricity, new floors. They
Yeah.
needed a new roof. You needed new AC, everything. So
Yeah.
the amount of money, the amount of capital needed to make it what I wanted, because in my head, when I saw it, I said, man, I
Like
said, I'll be able to live
1.2.
on the third floor,
Yeah.
make 3 apartments, because it was slated for 3 apartments per level
Yeah.
that were 2 bedroom apartments each.
Hmm.
So three of those. So you figure 1,000 square foot a piece on, so six total. And then the bottom was going to be office space, cafe, or whatever. And I told my wife, I says, bro, we can turn around and make the whole top floor ours, like loft style, and build up the walls and however we wanted it, make the second level apartments to offset the amount of money, the rent, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then make the bottom a cafe because it had multiple entrances. And I was like, bro, come on. It was just too much money,
Yeah.
not the 600, but too much money to put in after it. And I didn't
Yeah.
want to get stuck where I was like, bro, I just spent 600 on this and
Or
now I can't move into it for 2 or 3 years and I
yeah,
got to put
worst
in
case
a mill.
scenario is you buy the property and then you can't use it.
Exactly.
That's the worst
Exactly.
case scenario. Yeah. Because
That's
that's how you
exactly
go
it.
broke, man.
That is, that is, that is. But yeah, brother. Hey, man, Roger, I'm gonna have to let you go.
All
I
right,
saw my
buddy.
wife. She just popped her head in. She gave me a little wink.
You got the wink.
It's time to get going.
I
It's time
locked
to
the
get
door,
going.
bro.
I
I
know,
locked the
right?
door.
Next time I got to do that. I got to get
Just
me a
play.
cipher lock, little cipher lock. Put it in there.
All right, my
She needs her
friend. Great
fingerprint to
talking
get
to
in.
you. Thank you so much
It
for
was,
taking the
man.
time to hang out with me.
Always, bro. Always.
All right.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right, my friend.
Yeah, man. We'll chat again, bro,
All right.
soon. All
Talk
right,
soon,
brother.
buddy. Later.